G'day guys, and welcome to the show where I report on the latest in gaming news. If you guys do end up enjoying today's video, please remember to smack the like button real good, and let's take a look at all the gaming news on today's show because there is quite a lot of gaming news to get to. However, right before we do get to that gaming news, because there's quite a lot to get to, the first half of this video is going to be a little bit different. As you guys know, I was lucky enough to get to go to Germany for Gamescom, and I was also lucky enough to record The Crew 2. Yeah, I got to play The Crew 2, get some gameplay for you guys, and this game doesn't come out till next year, so let's quickly take a look at some of the gameplay that I got to record, and then we'll get to the gaming news. So here is some of the gameplay that I got. As you can see on screen right here, this game looks really good. One of the things I loved right away was the fact that it was set in New York. Like, that was like the part that I was playing. I was right there in like Manhattan. You can see that Madison Square Garden is right there. I'm a huge Knicks fan in the NBA, so to see the MSG's right there, and I've only ever seen it in person once, that was pretty cool. And the frame rate of the game, like while I was playing it, it actually looked really nice. Like it was constantly just flowing, and it was just really good. I never really had any choppy moments, so that was one of the big positives right there. And something that really like caught me off guard was the fact that there was like this feature where you just switch to a different vehicle. See, I didn't play the original Crew game, I just never got around to it. But this was like my first real experience with this game, and to just be able to like switch vehicles from like a car to a plane to a boat, it was just a bunch of fun, and it made it that little bit extra different. I got to do a bunch of races, I think 3 different styles of races, and they included like F1 cars, they also included drifting, and then also motocross, which is what you're seeing on screen right here. And the goal in this was to get like top 3 placement. I did end up winning the race by quite a bit. I was playing against a couple of other people, and yeah, I think I'm pretty good at dirt bike racing. I don't know what it is, but I picked it up pretty quickly. Like at first I was like, oh wait, there's like a boost feature, I'm gonna use this over every single jump. So I did, and it was really smooth. It wasn't too hard to pick up. Like, it took maybe like a lap or so, and then I was straight into it, and the gameplay just worked really well, and I enjoyed it. And again, the frame rate was like one of the main things, and just seeing the lighting in the different trees and all that kind of stuff, it was pretty cool to get that experience right there. And on top of just getting a go with the dirt bikes, because that was really fun as it was, going jumping and everything like that, as I said, on top of the dirt bikes, there were other races, and they included drifting. So this next one you're seeing right here on screen is some drifting gameplay. You can basically like choose what kind of car you want. You can even bring this car into the open world part of the game, but it's really hard to drift or just drive in general with a drifting car in the real world. But when you put it into this scenario where I'm actually having like a race, which I was terrible at compared to my dirt biking, I was just really bad at drifting. I just couldn't pick it up right away. Like, eventually I did, I got slowly better at it, but it's never been my main thing. I've always been a normal racing car kind of game guy, so drifting a little difficult for me. And to be honest, Tokyo Drift wasn't my favorite Fast and Furious movie, so yeah, they've gotten kind of ridiculous now. But anyway, drifting, as I said, eventually I did pick it up, but it was kind of difficult for me personally. However, it still was fun, and I think I did win the one-on-one that I had with Oasis, who's another YouTuber. She does like Overwatch. But anyway, moving on to the third and final type of race that I got to do. As you saw just then, I did dirt bikes, and I was also in the open world, and you got to see me like do crazy things with planes, boats, and cars, like with the GTR out there. But well, I also did that drifting, as you just saw, and this is the F1 stuff that you're seeing on screen right here. Now this, I am always bad at like very simulated style racing with like F1 and all that kind of stuff. I like going street racing, so to me this was just kind of like just too much at once. But eventually, as I said, I pick it up, and I think I came first. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I came very close to the top. But like the first lap or so, I wasn't doing very well. But hey, it was still fun, and I'm just not used to the incredible speed that you get. Like, this game, like, that's the thing that I really loved. It just pulled me in, and I was like, holy crap, you can actually feel the speed of the car. So I had fun right there doing that, just going, zooming on by. See, at this point, I'm like a couple seconds or so behind first place, and then eventually I think I do catch up. So yeah, I love the F1 stuff too, but I gotta say, out of all the races, I think dirt bike and just the open world in general have to be my favorite. it was the best part of the game to me, just being able to switch from a car and then going to a boat. And one clip I will show you guys is exactly pretty much that. I switched to a plane, but I'll get to that and I won't talk over it because it's going to be that damn epic when you do see it. So yeah, there it is. Pretty cool, right? That was a nice little clip where I just like went up the ramp and then switched to a plane. Pretty awesome stuff right there. That is The Crew 2. I really enjoyed playing it. Comes out, I think, March next year, if I remember correctly, but it is definitely like in the first few months of next year, and I can't wait to play that game when it's fully out because you play online with your friends, and that's one of the most important things about games is enjoying it with your friends, and that's my personal favorite aspect of games these days. Anyway, yeah, thanks to Ubisoft for allowing me to capture that, and now let's get on to the gaming news on today's show because there is quite a lot to get to, and the first one being something that I talked about like 2 years ago that was rumored, and then I talked about 6 months ago, I believe, and then now it's officially been confirmed by Microsoft that mouse and keyboard support will be coming to the Xbox One. Yes, it's finally official. You'll be able to play with a mouse and keyboard on the Xbox One. Mike Ibarra and Microsoft have stated that this is coming soon. They haven't said exactly when. It's still just coming soon. So it's very vague, but it is official and it is coming soon. One thing that they did state, however, is that they are trying to work on a way for it to be a good experience. They're making sure that the developers make sure that it all works together. And the reason for that is that if you do put, let's say, a first-person shooter game out there, like, let's just say Call of Duty, and you've got some players playing with a controller, you've got others playing with a mouse and keyboard, it's clear that the mouse and keyboard is always going to have that advantage. So the one thing they have to make sure is that the games do run even, and you maybe have different lobbies or something like that. But the thing is, it's official. Mouse and keyboard support is coming to the Xbox One soon. We don't know when, but soon. Anyway, speaking of soon, it is soon to be our next gaming news report right now, actually. And it's from Rockstar Games because, well, Rockstar have revealed that 4 new versions of LA Noire are coming on November 14. This is what they had to say regarding the game, which is one of my favorite games that came out last generation just because the technical advancements that it did have. I know, it was kind of buggy, but here's what they had to say. Today, we're proud to announce new versions of the blockbuster detective thriller LA Noire are scheduled to release on November 14, 2017 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Alongside these 3 new console versions, we're taking our first steps into virtual reality with LA Noire, the VR case files. That's going to be on the HTC Vive. Sadly, it's not coming to the PlayStation VR for some reason, not sure why, but hey, that's that. But yeah, that's one of the 4 versions. As you can see right here, LA Noire, the VR case files, so HTC Vive, then you got LA Noire for the Nintendo Switch, and LA Noire for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The cool thing to note about the PlayStation Xbox versions of the game, if you do have an Xbox One X or a PlayStation 4 Pro, the game will be running in 4K. This is straight up some awesome news right here. LA Noire was actually the first event I ever went to as a YouTuber that I was invited to go see the game before it was out, so it's kind of cool that it's coming back and it's being released in 4 new versions. If you want to read more about that, I have linked it in the description down below. I'm excited for it. But anyway, let's move on to the next news report on today's show. And it's that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is getting a new update and it's arriving next week. Originally, when they did tweet it out, they didn't state exactly what was happening or what was coming to the update, but then they did follow up with this tweet, as you can see right here on screen. It says, some of the key features of the new build include a new weapon. They don't state exactly what it is at this point in time. They also state foggy weather condition, which is a whole new game mode, and I'm hoping that replaces the rain weather because the rain weather conditions suck. And then you've got first-person perspective leaderboards, and then just on top of all that stuff, they've got multiple bug fixes. So yeah, that's what we all have to look forward to next week when this update does come out. I believe there's going to be a 2-day advance in the test servers, so you'll be able to get that if you do play in the test servers a couple days early. But anyway, it's time for the Gorilla Man question. Thanks, Gorilla Man. Okay, guys, and the question is, if you could be on any video game cover as the star, who would you be and why? Or what game would you be and why? So get creative with the answer and put it down below in the comment section and you can end up on the next show. But if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to smack the like button because I'm Champ Chong Max. This is Australian here. Blah, blah, blah.